So welcome back to the second part of the training, and this training we're going to talk about being an empath and how to make it work for you. So what is an empath? Well, it's just a label, it's just a name, and it's just like being clairvoyant. But I hear it a lot. I hear people say, oh, I'm an empath. And really, what does it mean? Well, it means that you've got empathy and that you can feel what other people feel. And it is really another word for the faculty of clairsentience. It's saying I feel very deeply, so I do feel what's going on in the environment and I feel everything. Now, your psychic information comes through the senses, yeah? It comes through your sight, which is clairvoyance, comes through your hearing, which is clairaudience, and it comes through your feeling, which is clairsentience. So being able to see, hear, and feel what's not in the physical, that's your psychic information. And when you are, an empath, one of the things I would say to you, being extremely able to feel what other people feel, is it a good thing? Sometimes it is, and you know what? Sometimes it just isn't. It can be overwhelming. So let me ask you as well, because I know that there are people out there that wear it like a badge of honor. But also there are people where it makes them feel sick because they're feeling everything. They're feeling everybody's pain. They're feeling all the stuff that's going on in the environment. And it can be quite debilitating. And there are times when you're just going to feel like you deserve a medal because you're carrying all this stuff for everybody. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you were drained of energy, that you're fine 1 minute and then you go out and you go to a shopping mall and suddenly you feel exhausted? And maybe you're around certain people and you sort of begin to notice your energy and you go, I felt really happy when I came in. I felt really strong. And then suddenly I feel really shaky and I feel really overwhelmed. And that can even be, on videos and things. Sorry, not videos, on messages that you get from people where there's a frantic energy behind it and suddenly you're tuning into it. So start to consider and think about when your energy gets drained or when you start to get pulled around. Perhaps you've got people that you care about and you think about them. It might be your family, might be friends that are going through some stuff. But whenever your mind goes there or your thought process goes there, you suddenly feel unwell, you feel tired, you feel sick even. Because sometimes people do literally go out in sympathy with someone else that's going through a hard time. And having empathy means it's great. You can understand somebody, you can be compassionate, but you've really got to learn to manage this so it becomes a gift and not a curse. And there are reasons why you feel, and there are ways to use it for good. Because if I can feel what you feel, then that's an amazing thing. So understanding the reasons why you feel. The number one reason I believe is so that you understand that you are connected to other people. Now, if you look at the bubbles there, that's a little bit like you, your energy field and your aura. And when you're thinking about someone, even if you're not present, you call all of their energy to you by thinking about them. If you physically meet somebody, your energy fields will blend and there's an exchange of information that happens because everything in your energy field is everything you're feeling and thinking, and the same with them. So as you meet, there is this exchange of energy. And the good thing about empathy is that you actually start to believe and understand there's more, that there are these psychic faculties because you're physically feeling what someone else is feeling. So therefore, there mustn't be any separation between you. Now, that's a great thing, isn't it? It's like saying, wow, I know this thing that they talk about us all being connected. Well, it's actually true, and it is. And that's how a psychic works, or a medium, is we can connect in with anybody's energy field no matter where they are. And we can do that through intention and just through focusing on our energy so that we say, okay, I want to tap into the energy field of that person. Now, the other reason, or the second reason why you feel so much, is to help you develop that energy of compassion, support. Knowing what somebody else feels and that enables you to say to them, wow, I really feel for you. I can understand it, and it will help you offer the right kind of support. And I do encourage you not to just jump in every time you feel something and offer support, because it's not appropriate in every situation. And I know that there are times when we say to people, I know how you feel. And sometimes that's not what they want to hear because they're going through their experience. But when you have a highly developed sense of empathy, you understand people. You understand what they're experiencing, and you know whether they feel hopeless or whether they feel sad or whether they feel overwhelmed or whether they feel excited and joyful. And you can then, you can then work on your energy in that same way. So when you have this ability to know what other people feel, yes, you can offer support, or you can at least further develop your own sense of compassion and understanding of this human condition. Now, the third reason, and the most important reason I believe that we feel things, is yes, to know that we're connected, yes, to know that we can offer support or feel what they would need. But the biggest thing is so that you can accept responsibility for yourself and how you feel, because you cannot help somebody else if you're in that energy with them. So if you know somebody and they're going through grief, or they're going through pain, or they're going through sadness, or they're stuck, if you go into the stuck energy with them, you can't help them. And your job is to step back from the way that they feel and focus on really aligning your energy so that you're strong and you're powerful. So insight is power, isn't it? You can empathize with someone and you can tune in and see whether it is right to offer help. But you've got to recognize where their pain hits your pain point, because sometimes what they're going through really triggers something in you that you need to work with, understand, and let go of. Now, it is not your job to carry pain, and your job is to learn how to turn off that leaky tap so that you've got more energy. If you're so wide open that everything anybody says and does completely affects you, then you're not mastering yourself, and you're allowing other people to push you around energetically. And from that space, you can't be of any good use to anybody, even yourself. So I'd invite you to notice where your energy levels drop when you're with people or you're in certain situations. Excuse me. Sometimes places have got really negative energy. There's a story about people that have gone to the concentration camps as tourists, and they've noticed there that the birds don't sing, that the energy is very flat. And if you're tuned into energy, you will know that when you go to certain places, it will affect the way you feel. It can make you feel depressed. It can make you feel uplifted, depending on where you go. If you go to a concert hall that's had great music playing in it, you'll walk into it and you'll just feel that the energy is great. So you can feel it on the positive and on the negative. And you have to really begin to become aware of how people affect your energy, but also how situations affect it. You can be really affected by listening to the news, listening to other people's sad stories, even watching certain movies that can appear so lifelike can really affect you if you're someone that's tuned into energy. And I will say, even for myself, I will watch a lot of movies that I go, you know what, I can't watch that because it physically affects me. And some of these actors are pretty good, and some of them are reenacting true life stories. And when an actor is very good, they actually move into this feeling of saying, what does it feel like to be that character, and what does it feel like to be that person? And because they're portraying that, it's almost as though it's definitely real. And it can affect us. It makes us cry. It makes us feel uplifted or joyful if it's a really, uplifting, inspiring performance. So you have to know that you have to become aware of your energy and how it changes. And I'm going to share with you 3 ways to make it work for you so it can become a gift that strengthens your ability to empower yourself and other people. Now, the first way is to notice how your body responds and know that you are a mirror, and that when you're with people, you're going to feel what they feel and they're going to feel what you feel. And you have to be conscious and aware enough to know that if your energy drops from being strong like a lion to being like an afraid creature, then you need to say, well, that's not really me, so I need to step back into my energy. And you can also use this in a very powerful way. So if you're a healer, you can tune into the energy blockages and see where people have got their energy blocked. You'll be able to feel it in your body, and with training and experience and expertise, you can go down a timeline and you can find out where that blocked energy came into that person so that you can help them reframe it. I've found that really working with clairsentience this way is very powerful, and for me that's the benefit of being an empath, is to be able to use the body as a tool to be able to tune in, feel what's right, feel what's not, and do something with it. So you've got to notice how your body responds. And you've got to use empathy in a very positive way by mastering your energy, because it is about deepening your experience as a human being, becoming more compassionate, becoming more insightful, and also letting go of what's not yours through intention. So there needs to be a process that you go through to master your energy, where you keep asking this question: is this mine, what I'm feeling, yes or no? And if you go back to the tools in video 1 where I said, learn to have a very strong yes and no for yourself. And when you know something's not yours, let go of it. And then it's about staying in your power and calling all of your energy back to you. Because when you are with someone, you will feel what they feel, they will feel what you feel. And there can be this exchange of energy that happens. And sometimes they take your good vibes and you take on their more negative vibes. That's it in simple terms. So what you do is you become very still and centered and focused, and you ask to let go of anything that's not yours, and you imagine any bits of energy that don't belong to you just going all the way through your body and out through the soles of your feet into Mother Earth to be transmuted into love and light. So that's the process. I let go of anything that's not mine, and then I call all my power and my energy back to me. So you just even say that, I call all my energy and my power back to me. And then you'll start to feel more energized, more alive, and more like the you that can be useful. Then you need to use empathy to empower yourself by using it to determine what is the right physical environment for you. So if you go somewhere and it doesn't feel right, and even if you look at the image there, and I'm sort of thinking about those forests where people go and suddenly they get murdered, it would be to say, does this feel right where I am? Is this the right place for me at this point in time? So really tune into your environment so that you're in the right place. Could be workplaces as well. And maybe there's something you need to do to clear the energy in a workplace. You need to surround yourself with uplifting people so that you are more inspired, you're more uplifted, and you're raised up. When you get a lot of really positive people together, you get all this amazing energy that happens. When you got a lot of really negative people together, you get a lot of bad things that happen, because, you know, that's where they go, oh, well, I don't feel good. And everybody then says, well, let's do something to feel better. So then all the, you know, the silly things happen, like the drugs, the alcohol, the negativity, the arguing, the blame. Whereas with uplifting people, you get a totally different experience. So again, you can use empathy to empower yourself by imagining what it feels like to be positive, successful, in love, in a great relationship, in a great job, wildly wealthy, doing the thing that you most love to do. So use this faculty of feeling to really be the fuel and the power that takes you on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. And again, ask to experience how it feels to be something. So you could say, well, what does it feel like to be a field full of sunflowers? What does it feel like to be a crystal that I would like to have but I can't have? How can I bring that vibration to myself? So you can actually tune into anything in the natural world, and that's a really cool way to practice how your ability to be this metaphysical being that you are on all levels. It's a really cool way to practice it. So this being an empath, you can make it work for you. Become aware of how your body responds so you know that you are in your power. Master your energy. Become the one that learns how to let go of what's not yours and how to call your energy back to you, so that you can still be of use to those people that you know are struggling, or that you know need inspiring, so that you can be that person for them. And most importantly, you can be more stable in your own environment. I'm so passionate about this particular module because I see so many people who are awakening and they feel pulled around like a rag doll because they're saying, you know, I just feel everything and it hurts. And I believe that happens so that you'll learn some really strong boundaries. Usually people that are very empathic and feel pulled around and feel like it's a problem do not have strong personal boundaries. So personal boundaries where you say, no, that's enough now, and I need to refocus on my energy, and I need to just step back from a situation and focus on myself and focus on what's right for me. That's how you set a strong boundary. And the third thing, remember, we talked about is empowering yourself. So there can be that lion. You can be that person that's strong, that's powerful, that, you know, is king of the jungle and knows that they can really be of use to people and of use to yourself. So you might want to watch this again and just really go through it and let it build on yesterday. Tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can actually cleanse your aura so that you can be in tip-top condition to be this powerful person that you already are. I'll see you on the next video.